Alright, so we've got a Honda 4-stroke strimmer in for a service. So with a 4-stroke strimmer, it's got its own oil reservoir and just takes standard unleaded fuel, so you don't have to mix fuel. So what we do first is just check the oil under your cap here. The oil level, when it's resting flat, should just be touching the end of these threads. This one's probably got a little bit too much in. But at least it's got oil in, so that's good. It is a bit runny, so it might have fuel in it. Hopefully not. I'll check the condition of the fuel. And it looks very dirty in there. So we're going to dump this fuel out. Don't like the smell. See on the side there, got loads of rubbish. There's crap in there as well. I don't know if you can see in there, but that fuel filter looks absolutely disgusting. It's got loads of silver sludge on it. So we'll fish that out. Oh dear. So yeah, the fuel line is gone. That's the cap thing there. And there is our fuel filter. I have no idea what that is. That looks absolutely disgusting. Haven't seen one this bad in a long time. So yeah, fun times. Yeah, the fuel line's just gone. Fuel line's rotted out. So yeah, this is gonna be looking like a carb strip down job. I bet there's loads of rubbish got in there. Guessing from the state of this. I say that is weird. No idea what that is. So yeah, when they said it wasn't running right, that's probably a lie. It probably wasn't running at all. I can't imagine it would be running with that. So there's two little clip on the top for the filter cover, which is bloody stiff. What's going on here? Filter's a bit wet. So before I take the carb off, I'm just going to give it a squirt of WD-40 or something like that. And get my airline and just give it a bit of a blow off. Oh, it's got two 8mm nuts. That can come off. It's got a breather. Goes on that. A little bit just goes like that. A little O-ring on that. That looks alright. Unhook your throttle cable. And that carb is very gunked up, yeah. That's not going to be fun. Fuel lines. Try not to damage this gasket when I pull this off. And there's the carb off. And that is the bad fuel line. Pop that grommet out. Yeah, that's disgusting. Alright, so we're going to tear into this carb. And that is a state in there, Jesus. That's a whole throttle body off. Hoping we can salvage this. Give everything a good squirt, let it sit for a while. Diaphragm's not too bad actually. I mean, it's still a bit flexy. Try and clean each little bit. Spray some, any holes you can see, spray some stuff for it. And get my airline as well. Well, this carb's in a pretty bad condition. I just took this little screen out. And yeah, it's just gunk everywhere. This might not even be worthwhile trying to clean. It might be just better to just get a new carb. So I'll make a call, see what the plan of action is. But yeah, there's going to be crap in here everywhere. It's just not viable time wise once you factor in the cost of new gaskets, carb kit, etc. Probably new needle and seat needed as well. It might be better just to get a new carb, possibly a cheap aftermarket one, but we'll see. So we're on hold for a minute. So we're going to give the head end a service, get some grease in the gearbox, check out this bump feed head, make sure that's alright, and give the cutter a sharpen. So let's get the head off first. There's a little hole there, which is locked into place, and this should be clockwise to spin it off. It's left hand thread. Pump feed's seen better days. It looks okay in there. Give it a bit of a wipe up. Bearings feel fine. Still in good condition as well. And there's your cutter here. You need to make sure these cutters are sharp. It's got a sharp edge on it. They'll blunt down and most people will neglect them, and you'll be struggling to bump it in the line cut cleanly and quickly. So always keep these sharp. So you can remove it, or you can just get a file and file it sharp. I'm going to try and remove it. Jesus. It's not bad, I've seen worse, but yeah, you want that razor sharp. Just clean this edge off a bit. That should be a lot better. Alright, so let's have a look at this. Two little tabs on the side, just squeeze them together. Pretty filthy in that. So just want to give this a bit of a clean up. So yeah, we're just going to clean this out a bit. Get this inside ridge scraped out. That's one of your most important bits. So I've got them a bit cleaner. Just going to give them a good soak in. So we'll reuse this stuff, what was in it. The line's actually a little bit small for this strimmer. Give that a good squirt up as well from there, around this top bit. That in there. Get it in the eyelets. We'll have to see how good this works once we get it back on the machine and running. Might need a new one. It's a little bit warm, but we shall see. And again, you spin it on anti-clockwise as you're looking at it from the bottom. Pop that back in the top, let it lock in, and then hand tighten. Right, so let's get some grease in the gearbox here. So that's your grease port there. Give it a bit of a clean off. Looks like a T27. Now normally I'd use my grease gun, but I haven't got it with me, so I'm just going to hand force them in. Shouldn't really do it this way, but it should be alright. Make sure you've got a clean finger, obviously. Give that a bit of a turn as well. Force it down and round. That should be good. So that's the head area taken care of. We've checked the bump feed. Like I say, we'll need to check it when it's running, make sure it's working alright. It's on the way out, this one, so it might be worth picking up a new one. Got the head greased, cutter sharp. We'll give this a bit of a clean off as well. Let's just have a look at the spark plug. Just an Allen key on the top. And that can lift off. A spark plug boot there. And that's a bit stiff. CMR 6H. So we'll get a new one in. And again, we'll wait till we get this back up and running to see if we're going to need to do any valve adjusting. Alright, so we've got some new parts. Got a new aftermarket carb. Hopefully this one should be alright. Looks similar. So that's good. Got a new grommet for the fuel tank. This one, I'm not convinced that this one's gonna be any good. It's a little bit sloppy in there, so I've ordered a new one of those. Now we've got a new air filter. This one's pretty much had it. So that's good. Obviously a new fuel filter as well. I want this aftermarket carb. There's a little bung in here. I'm going to remove that. It's just a little rubber bit. And there's mixture screw there. On the old one, there'll be a plastic bit down in there which you'll need to melt a little screwdriver on or something and pull it out. But this one's easy, it just easily flicks out. Like I say, down in there there's a little screw that you can use to adjust. And we're gonna make some new fuel line as well. Got some fuel line here, so we'll redo both of these. I think this is 5mm line. Put a bit extra on as well, just for when we're putting it through the grommet. Cut it at an angle, so you can force it down the grommet a bit easier. To do a bit more of a steeper angle. That's one done. Probably go about here maybe. It's always better to cut a little bit more than be too short. Try and get it the equal distance to the other ones, so you're not faffing around pulling it through. That one must have been about there, I think. Some protector, I guess, something like that. Good. I've got a new filter on order, but for the time being, just so I can get it running, I've just got this used one, which is in good nick, so that's going to go on for the time being. Let's put that on. It's a bit stiff. Should be good. So we can get that in the tank. So this long one, this return, not the pickup, that goes to the top one. So yeah, that little bit of black stuff there, there's a little hook here, and that's just to stop it getting damaged, I think, from there. So it hooks around, so that's good. Right, so I'm going to get this grommet in, and again I'm going to have the lines vertically. That went in nice and easy. So yeah, if you see the kink in the line here, I don't like that. So yeah, no, I'm not going to kink it in there, I'm going to leave that out of that little get our throttle hooked up. It's roughly about in the right place as well, which is good. So what I like to go for is a tiny little bit of slack, and then it pull. You don't want it too stiff. And it pulls. We're getting full throttle. There's a bit of a cleanup. Don't forget the breather tube. It's got to go onto there. That little plate will go up like that. We can get our two nuts on. Try and tighten it down evenly. Doesn't have to be super tight, but don't have it too loose. Where did this go on then? Oh, like that. This cover can get a bit of a boy part. Just making sure it's not crushing the filter. Now this oil looks very runny, so I don't know where the fuel's got in there, so I'm not going to run it up. I'm going to dump this oil out, put some fresh in, and then do another little oil change. It might have been alright, to be fair. So yeah, you want this on a flat surface, so you fill the oil up just till it almost comes off the end of the threads and comes out. And again, just 4-stroke oil. I probably need a little funnel. No idea what the capacity is because I haven't checked. Probably should do, but we'll soon find out. Probably 200 mil, something like that maybe. So where were we? 400. A little bit too much. It's probably 100 mil maybe. Check online. So yeah, you want it, the oil just coming up to these end of these threads, and you should be good. Right, so we've had a full system in here now. So we've got fuel filter, fuel lines, grommet, carb. Let's get some fuel in it. Just take straight unleaded. Alright, so let's see what we got. Give it some primes. One to choke. Mixture might need a bit of an adjustment. Just try and richen it up a little bit, so anti-clockwise a fraction. Idle. Right, so one Honda strimmer back working. Customer should be happy. See, this is what happens when you leave fuel in for a couple of years and don't use it. That stale fuel must have ate through the line and caused God knows what, but I haven't seen a bad fuel filter like that for a long time, so yeah. Keep your fuel fresh, guys, and drain it out when you don't use it for long periods. Use E5 as well, UK people, as least ethanol content as possible. So yeah, all working well. I'll advise them that it needs a new bump head. Bump head's not working that great. So yeah, I hope that helped anyone with one of these. Any questions, let me know. Cheers for watching.